Purchasing a home is a big decision, which is why your mortgage should be carefully considered. At Community Resource Bank, our lenders have decades of experience financing everything from starter homes to dream homes, and refinancing and remodeling along the way. Go online to crb.bank and do a quick calculation of how much you qualify for, or stop into one of our branches in Cannon Falls, Roseville, or Northfield. Community Resource Bank, let's bank together. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
This is Barb from Professional Dental Group of Northfield. The doctors, Becky Johnson, John Nowak, Brian Cravey, Tyler Yonke, and Mallory Peterson would like to remind you that February is Dental Health Month. New patients in the month of February will receive a free exam and necessary x-rays. The doctors and staff at Professional Dental Group would love to see your smile. You can find us on the web at pdgdentists.com or give us a call at 507-645-5264.
Community banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
The Quarterback Club of Northfield knows just how hard the student-athletes work each and every sports season and would like to wish all of the Raiders athletic teams the best of luck this year. After practice is over or before the big game, stop into the Quarterback Club and grab their roasted chicken, tender baby back ribs, or famous broiled burgers. Short on time? Call ahead and they will have it ready for you to carry out. They serve lunch and dinner, so no matter your busy schedule, the Quarterback Club has something for you. Good luck, Raiders, and we'll see you after the game. The Quarterback Club, off Highway 3 in Northfield.
Here's an opportunity in front of the goal. The shot, and they score! And he caught it! Touchdown, Geiger! How did he haul that in?
And she's going to go around the front. She scores! Kayla Puppy! Shot for three. That one is good. He nails another one.
Moving slowly in. Tries to go to the backhand and scores! Andrew Winter on the penalty shot. Puts the Raiders up 1-0.
Making banking a family deal. That's what Castle Rock Bank in Farmington, Randolph, and Castle Rock are all about. When it was established over 100 years ago, Castle Rock Bank served a small rural area, but the personalized service they built back then is still alive in the communities they serve today. The bank is family owned and operated, so decisions are made right here, and they understand what is important to the people they serve. All are welcome to be part of this special banking family. You know us, we know you. That's Castle Rock Bank.
Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mariucci Arena, the 3M at Mariucci, that is. It's Jimmy LaRue along with Johan Schroer here this afternoon as we bring you the second of a doubleheader here this morning from Mariucci. Alexandria taking down Laverne earlier, 6-2, so the winner of today's game will, of course, play Alexandria, and that'll be coming up, I believe, on Saturday morning. And so the Northfield Raiders will be taking on St. Cloud Cathedral, the Crusaders from St. Cloud Cathedral. I wish there was more I could tell you about it. They got beat by Hermantown last night, and here they are today. And we don't usually see them during the regular season, hardly at all. I can't remember the last time Northfield's played St. Cloud, so I don't have a lot to tell you other than that fact that they were 16-13 on the year. They got a little bit of a slow start to get everything going early on in the season, but then gradually kind of caught their groove. It got into a 9-2 win record there in the middle of the season that really kind of catapulted them as well. But they've played a lot of teams that we've played, and a lot of teams are in this tournament today.
Absolutely. They have played some really, really tough teams. They started off the season against Warroad. They dropped that one, and then they continued playing some very tough teams. Hermantown through that middle of the season, and some other really tough teams. Delano, Orono, who we lost to last night, Totino Grace, East Grand Forks. There's some really tough teams that they've played. A lot of those northern teams that are really, really good at some hockey. They dropped their quarterfinal last night to Warroad. 5-1, I believe, was the score. But they kept it close for those first two periods. The score was 2-1 after two periods. So they're a good team. They've got some good scores, and we saw that they have that drive and fire against the top team in Class 1A against Warroad last night.
Robbie Stocker, the head coach for the Crusaders, made that comment as well. And, there was 2-1 going into the third, so they felt really good, felt really confident about that. And then Warroad kind of turned it on a little bit there late in that third period. And, yes, they walked away with that one 5-1 last night. So Northfield, of course, beat by Orono last night in overtime with 30 seconds remaining in the first overtime. Anderson from Orono put in the winning score to defeat the Raiders 2-1 last night. So here we are this afternoon, and it is our opportunity to take advantage of consolation. And I know that we talked to Coach Luckraft earlier, and I know he talked a lot about just enjoying the journey, and that's a lot to do with it. And I think both teams have said the same thing. Robbie Stocker said the same thing. Is it wasn't the outcome you're looking for, but at the same time, we're at the state tournament. So, I mean, that's got to be kind of fun to be a part of it. I want to interview a couple of our coaches here this morning. And, of course, our pregame interviews are brought to you by Professional Pride Realty, Northfield's only locally owned real estate broker. Let's find out what Coach Robbie Stocker from Cathedral has to say. Joining me for this morning's game is the head coach of the St. Cloud Cathedral, Robbie Stocker. Robbie, a second-year head coach, you got to be happy about at least making your bid here at the state tournament.
Yeah, it's fun to get back. We had a few years off, not back here at the X, and so just to get back and be at the XL Energy Center was pretty fun last night.
Wasn't exactly the result I'm sure you were looking for, nor was it for Northfield, because that's why we're here today. But overall, how do you think your kids handled it and just handled all the pressure and everything with being at the X and being in the state tournament?
I thought we played pretty well. John, the 1 seed, probably the best team in the state, possibly in both classes. I mean, they beat Wayzata, they beat Moorhead. I mean, they're phenomenal. So to hang with them and push them a little bit, I thought was pretty great.
How did the guys handle it at the end of the game? Were they obviously you're going to be a little bit exhausted, especially emotionally, but overall, how do you think you guys handled it?
Yeah, I mean, they were disappointed for sure. We came in, we never come in not planning to win a hockey game and not hoping to win a hockey game, but really we wanted to compete and give it our all, and I think everybody on our team did that, and so I don't think there was anybody necessarily hanging their heads from that perspective. Obviously disappointed in the result.
You get another crack at the consolation. That's got to be something. That's got to be a goal. How do you get your boys motivated again to get back up and get on the horse and get going?
Yeah, I mean, our goal at the beginning of the year, we wanted to make the state tournament, and we wanted to play 31 games. And so I told them last night, we still have that goal within reach, but we got to win. We got to win the game today if we want to get a chance to play that 31st game. And so I think that's plenty of motivation. And then hopefully to end our season on a win as well, which first, third, and fifth are the only three teams in the state that get to do that. So, yeah.
So when you look at Northfield, that's going to be your opponent today. You don't get a chance to really see them throughout the year. You played last night. I don't know how much research you can do, but what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the turnaround time is pretty quick. The Orono-Northfield game ended about 11 p.m. last night, so we were quick scrambling to try to catch a little film before we got to bed. We don't get to see them in the regular season. We're hoping to pick them up next year. So we know they got a really good first line. Obviously, the goalie is lights out. Outside of that, we weren't able to get a ton of scouting done, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
So basically, I think it's whoever hits the ice with the most ferocity is probably the best opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, Coach, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and good luck to you today.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Robbie Stocker, head coach of St. Cloud Cathedral. You're listening to Raider Hockey right here on KYMN 95.1 The One, and brought to you by NorthfieldLive.com.
Real estate can be difficult to navigate. Thankfully, Professional Pride Realty's website is packed with information to make buying or selling a home in the Northfield area as simple as possible. ProfessionalPrideRealty.com has the most current listing information, including price reductions and real-time market statistics. Customize the map-based search to streamline your desired location. You can even save your searches in specific homes for later viewing. Home sellers can learn about their property's value before putting their houses on the market. When you're ready to start your home buying or selling journey, Professional Pride Realty would be happy to assist you.
Well, like I said earlier, both teams don't really know exactly who they are, or, they haven't had an opportunity to play against each other. And yeah, it was a late night last night, and the teams got to bed, tried to do a little bit of research, but for the most part, these two teams are squaring off against each other that don't have a lot of information with them. But we did catch up to head coach Mike Luckraft. If we want to take it away, Johan.
I'm here with Northfield boys head coach Mike Luckcraft. Coach, tough loss last night. What's the key to rebounding and focusing your energy towards today's game?
Yeah, there's still a ton to play for. The state tournament isn't a one and done, so there's still opportunity for us to show who we are as a team, bounce back after a tough loss last night, and play our very best today. So that's kind of what we're expecting and hoping for.
Totally. What do you do last night, when you get back to the hotel after a tough loss like that?
Oh, there's some recovery. Guys are trying to get some food in them, some fluids back in them. It was a long game. It's a hot arena, so, there's a little bit of kind of recovery that goes on. But really, it's just getting your mind at rest so you can get a good night's sleep, knowing it's going to be a little bit of an early morning, and then having to refocus on playing another high-level game.
Totally. St. Cloud Cathedral, they're a new team. What do you know about them?
They're good. They're really good. They played a tough schedule. They were especially good the second half of the year, and they'll play. They played great last night against Warroad. They'll be a super tough opponent, and we'll have to play our best.
Totally. You played hockey here at the U. What's it like for you to be back on campus, back where you were playing?
Yeah, a little different venue. I was across the street at the old Mariucci, so this is a little different building. I'm not going to say nicer, but a little different building. But always fun to come back, where you played a little bit, and remember those days several years ago. But yeah, fun.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You just listened to head coach Mike Luckcraft about his thoughts before tonight's game against St. Cloud Cathedral. You are watching Northfield Boys Hockey on NorthfieldLive.com and listening on KYMN Radio 95.1 The One and AM 1080.
Locally owned and operated, Professional Pride Realty specializes in residential, commercial, and agricultural property. Search the entire multiple listing service at ProfessionalPrideRealty.com or call us at 507-663-1100.
Welcome back here, and thank you both coaches for joining us this morning, giving us a little insight. It's just going to be more of an emotional game, in my opinion, here today. So we're going to try to get our starting lineups going here. Starting lineups brought to you by Richie Eye Clinic and the Foggy Glasses and Dried Out Contacts. Give yourself the gift of LASIK. We'll turn it over to our stadium announcer for all the lineups.
Welcome the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders against the champions of Section 1 with a record of 23-6. Let's meet the Northfield Raiders. Now it's time to meet the starting lineups. We'll begin with the Crusaders. Starting in goal, a junior, number 31, Nick Hansen. On defense, a senior, number 2, Tommy Goldman. Defensive partner, a freshman, number 21, Griffin Sturm. On the forward line, a sophomore, number 24, left wing, Joey Gillespie. The right wing, a junior, number 26, Andrew Dwinell. And the center is a sophomore, number 6, John Hirschfeld. And the rest of the Crusaders, their head coach is Robbie Stocker. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the Northfield Raiders. Starting in goal, a senior, number 30, Keaton Wallach. On defense, a senior, number 2, Mike Fossum. Defensive partner, a junior, number 7, Ty Frank. The forward line, left wing, junior, number 20, Caden Munson. Right wing, a sophomore, number 13, Will Cashin. And the center, a sophomore, number 22, Braden Olson. And the rest of the Raiders, their head coach is Mike Luckcraft. Your game officials on the lines, Adam Knudsen, Mark Germain. Your referees are Eric Tom and Jason Bergeron. You guys missed the earlier rendition of the Stars.
And so I'm guessing for this evening, they've already done the national anthem, I do believe, but your starting lineups again brought to you by none other than Richie Eye Clinic and those Foggy Glasses and Dried Out Contacts. Give yourself the gift of LASIK. They're gathering together and they'll get ready to go here. So like I said, Griffin Canelli was on the starting line on line 1 last night, so they moved things around a little bit. Fossum, Frank, Cashin, Munson, and Olson are starting on this one. So this is actually, I want to say, maybe even the second line.
It is.
So he's starting this second line again tonight.
He's done this a couple times this season, starting that second line to start off the game, and then he'll bring in that top line of Kaiser, Geiger, and Kennelly pretty quickly after that. But we've talked about this all season. The Raiders have 3 really strong lines that we can put out there, and that's what we really like to pride ourselves on, is that depth that we have.
So we're just about ready to get going here between the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders and the Northfield Raiders here at Mariucci 3M Arena. And we got 17 minutes here in the first period, so we're about ready to get things going here. And then there they go, and it is controlled by Northfield at the center line, and they'll drop it back into their own zone, and Fossum will try to push it up. We've got a nice little crowd here this morning, or this afternoon already. It's after lunch, or at least afternoon on the clock this afternoon. So the Raiders, of course, a nice little crew of people were able to come here this evening. We've got a couple hundred people down there, so thanks for showing up here and rooting on the Northfield Raiders. And, of course, for those of you who were not able to make it, we were glad you were able to join us right here. And I think we're streaming some of the video as well, the audio actually, on northfieldlive.com. So 2 ways to tune in to this afternoon's Consolation Showdown, again with the Crusaders out of St. Cloud taking on the Northfield Raiders. And we've got a stoppage of play and an icing call. And there's a shot across the bow there for the Raiders as they try to get something going. Riley takes a shot and goes back all the way into the corner. Raiders. Oh, there's a shot right out in front. Geiger with an opportunity, and it's flipped right off his stick. Now Riley's going to try to flick it through from the left circle. He can't do it. Raiders will try to dump it right back in. Now Geiger centering pass right across the crease, and that one just gets popped right up by Hansen there. Raiders centering pass out front. They'll take it all the way. They're going to try to slap it all the way to the near boards here, and they're going to take it out, and the Raiders cannot hold it in. So now Riley will race for it down to the other goal line. Picked up by, well, it went right past Riley's stick. Having a little bit of difficulty here on the fresh ice are the Raiders here. Kaiser tries to skate it through, but that's picked up and intercepted there by Wood, and that one's broken up by Riley. He'll send it all the way across the boards. Down the far right side it goes, and that one's broken up by the defense. Shot towards the goal. Ricochets in behind and down the near board. Centering pass out there to Brackey. Brackey intercepts in the neutral ice, and he'll try to skate it up and through, and then it's broken up. It's fired right back into Northfield zone before it is picked up again there by Vogt. Vogt will take it down that right side and loses control of the puck as it comes all the way over here to Sawyer. So again, starting with the second line, going right into number 3. Puck will try to be cleared out here by Cathedral. Centering pass up to neutral ice. That one goes flying right past them, and they'll go right back into the neutral zone and picked up again by Cathedral. They'll fire it all the way through, and they'll miss the breakout pass again, thus creating another icing call, and they'll go all the way back to the other end of the ice. We are just underway here at Mariucci. Just a couple minutes gone by, and no score from Mariucci Arena.
Pretty good start by the Raiders. We have a little bit of slip-ups in our defensive zone, but we're getting some offense going, which is exactly what you want to do, get that energy up.
And Olsen will control that face-off. It does a nice job, Braden Olsen. In the last night, he kind of every time he faced off, he ended up at the end of the night just above 50% of the face-offs. So he does a nice job there for the Raiders. And that puck will be picked up by Cathedral. Breaking across the middle is Hirschfeld, and that one comes in behind him. Now he'll retrieve it by the near board, skating around, looking for something out in front. Tries to center pass, can't do that. Drops it in behind the net for the Raiders. Raiders take control of the puck, and then they'll forward that one up, and it's Munson skating through. Nice little drop pass right there. That one's going to go to Olsen. Olsen, just scoots one. Just a little backhand, little floater, just goes right up into the goalie, and the goalie will hold it off, and we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off to his right.
Couldn't tell if Munson was trying to drop it off to Cashin. Would have been a pretty nice play if that had worked, but just slid right into the hands of Nick Hansen. Now we'll have a face-off to the right of Hansen, Geiger, and Swenson.
14:04 to go here, first period. We're underway, like I said, just 3 minutes underway here. Consolation tournament here now. So the winner will take on Alexandria on Saturday morning. Puck goes all the way back into the Northfield end before it is shot. And there's a stick save there by Wallach as he kicks it all the way to the far corner. Picked up by Geiger. A little skate scoot in through neutral ice before it's picked up by Cathedral. Raiders will dump it right back in again. And Cathedral will try to clear it up and out of there as Wong tries to go down the right-hand side. Picked up by Vogt. Dump pass. There's a mistake right there. There's a centering pass and just missed the stick. Right going across the middle. That one's deflected up and out. Geiger kicks that one up and over the top to the glass and is picked up by Cathedral in the far corner. Picked up, skates it down. Into the corner they go. Skating in behind the net for Cathedral. Sends it all the way back around the other side. Riley trying to get a little defensive move there, misses it completely, and Cathedral will again pick it up. Riley with a nice check there to get him off the puck before it's picked up in neutral ice, and they bang it right back into the Northfield zone. Oh, there's a shot over there, and they were just in the middle of a swap of a player change, and that one picked up there by Wang as they try to dump it back into the Northfield zone. Geiger can't quite get a hand on it. Now he'll just fire it all the way to the top, and they'll send it right back in as Gebhardt throws it all the way across to the far boards. Sawyer will pick it up and try to skate through. Down the right-hand side he goes. Pass comes off. Casher with a shot towards the goal. That one's deflected easily by Hansen. Brackey tries to get after it over in that far corner. They'll dump it all the way back down into behind the net and now to the near boards for Klein. Sends it all the way across to the other side of the ice. Now through neutral. They'll dump it all the way back in. Wallach will come out to grab it. Then he'll dump it back. Klein is there to get there first. Now they got a dump pass, looking for a little pass across the middle. That one's in the crease, and they'll wrap that one up, and we'll have a face-off in the Northfield end.
Crusaders getting a little bit more offense going. Started off a little slow. Raiders certainly had the advantage for those first couple of minutes. Now they're getting back in behind Keaton Wallach in goal. He covered that one up. We'll have a bit of a line change for both teams. And now face-off to the right of Wallach.
Hirschfeld will control that. It's picked up by the Raiders. They'll fire it all the way around to the near boards. Munson scoots it up and forward. And they'll get called for the icing. So they're going to turn right back around and bring it right back. So you're listening, of course, to 95.1, the 1 KYMN radio. And we are at 11:55 remaining here in the first period. There's no score on the scoreboard here from Mariucci. Face-off controlled by the Raiders. Fossum fires one all the way to the near boards here. Munson loses control of it, and that one goes in behind for Gillespie there as they try to clear it again out of the zone, but it'll go into the near corner. Frank all the way in behind the net, and he'll send it and fire it all the way across. Now there's a forwarding pass there by Munson. He's going to break down that left side. There'll be no icing call in that one. He gets there first, but then it's broken up immediately in the corner as Cathedral tries to clear it up and out of the zone. Frank keeps it in and holds it in there for the Raiders. Munson with a solid hit into the corner. Puck will come all the way out, across the center line, about the end line, and they'll wave off the icing there as the Raiders will try to skate it up and out, but that one's dumped again right back in by Swenson. Scramble at the mid-ice there. A couple guys falling down all over the place. Cathedral comes away with it. That puck is going to get off the skate there of Swenson, and that one goes all the way back into the corner as the Raiders try to clear it in through neutral ice here. Down that right side. Shot. Rebound out front, and all the way it comes all the way far, all the way out to the neutral ice, and they'll send it right back in for Northfield. They'll fire it right up at the goalie. He just kind of shrugged shoulders that one up off of there, and they'll try to clear it out. Drop back in and kept back in as Geiger. He'll come across that left slot. That one comes off the end of his stick there as Wong will go the other direction, and they'll drop past there from that left slot. They can't get control of it, can't get his stick on it very well, but controls it over there as Riley tries to ride him into the boards there a little bit. It's picked up again by Cathedral down in that far corner. Now from the top. From the corner again and up at the top of the circle. There's a shot. Nice breakup right there. Excellent play by that young Kennelly kid. He likes to play defense. He has no problem blocking out in front. We got 10 minutes remaining here in the first period. 7 minutes have gone by, and we are all tied up 0-0. Still no score here in the first period. Cathedral controlling it, trying to look for a centering pass there. That one's broken up nicely by Brecken Riley, and now through neutral ice. Kennelly drop pass there, and they're going to catch him for offsides right there as they got a little bit ahead of themselves. So they'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off with 9:43 remaining here in the first period. So total shots on goal, 5-3 for the Raiders and 2 for Cathedral. That's pretty much all we got going on here so far this afternoon. And the Raiders will try to keep it in. In the corner it goes. Merritt down there, trying to scramble for it, come over to the near boards. Now Pontal tries to push it back in behind the net before it is picked up. It looks like O'Neill was able to get control of that puck and fired it into the corner again. Vogt will try to keep it in. A lot of physicalness down there in that far corner there, and they'll try to pass it. There's a turnover right there, but Raiders cannot complete the deal there as they send it all the way back into the Northfield end. There's a missed stick right there. Here's an opportunity for Cathedral to reset from that point all the way to the top. They come from the blue line. They'll keep it in right there. There's a shot towards the front of the goal. Wallach with another save out in front. So Raiders coughing it up a little bit in their own end could cost them a little bit. But, of course, you got Wallach in there who was on fire last night. He had over 50 saves last night. But, unfortunately, the 2 he gave up was enough for Orono to advance into the title. There's another shot towards the goal that goes all the way far to the left. Now, the Raiders will pick it up, and they'll come scooting out of there as Cathedral goes into a full line change. Fossum just dumps it all the way back in to the corner. So not a lot of action going on as far as scoring going. It's all back and forth thus far here in that first period for Frank. And not, like I said, not too much going on offensively here as they're trying to gain momentum and try to figure. Now we got a 2-on-1 going the other direction, and he shoots and he scores. And that'll be the first score of the game at the 8:52 mark as the Crusaders go up 1-0.
Yeah, and for the Crusaders, that'll be John Hirschfeld. He's the top scorer on the St. Cloud Cathedral team. He got a shot from that left circle and it just snuck past the arm of Wallach right inside that right post. And John Hirschfeld puts the Crusaders up 1-0 on our Heritage Bank scoreboard with 8:08 left to go in this first period.
Yeah, leave it to me to say that there's not a lot of offense going on. Yeah, they turn right around and score.
I mean, there certainly wasn't. I mean, it was a pretty slow game to start off, and then Hirschfeld just got a nice angle and got it past Wallach to start the scoring off.
So St. Cloud, of course, 16-13 on the season. Like you said, we played. You know, the Raiders had 25 wins on the season, or 23-5. But Cathedral plays a lot of hockey. It plays a lot of the tough teams in the independent league there. And there's a puck that comes right out in front, an opportunity for the Raiders across the crease, but it's picked up by Hansen. He'll just scoop it up with his glove, and then we'll just face off to the left of Nick Hansen. So 7:42 remaining. Raiders trailing 1-0 from your Heritage Bank scoreboard here from the Mariucci Arena. Face-off, Geiger gets a nice shot, but that one's right through the crease and right off the stick of Hansen as they try to clear that one, but Raiders fighting for it down in the corner. Recovery by Kaiser. Now Geiger with another shot. That was deflected up and over the top of the glass. Now into the Blues line. Skating through neutral ice. Raiders going the other direction. Down in the defense. There's a centering pass out there. That goes flying right past everybody's stick and into the near boards. A nice little shuffle right there by the Raiders. Good defensive play there. Now Kennelly will go through neutral ice. He'll just fire it up and through, but it's broken up off the stick of Gebhardt as they try to keep it in. Raiders dump it right back in, and they'll chase way after Sturm all the way back into the corner. Dump pass there to Gebhardt. They try to push it up and out of the zone and do so. Raiders pick it up right at the center ice. Gabe Sawyer will go try to skate that one up and in and around the corner, and it's picked up by Vogt on the far boards. There's a shot on goal way wide of the net as that one bangs off the boards and comes all the way back to the other end of the ice. That was an amazing bank board. And here's another pass across the middle. Cathedral looking for something there, broken up by the defense. Now all the way back into the other end of the ice. Vogt will pick that up at the end line. He loses it right there in the corner. And that one's right out in front. And an opportunity for Cathedral. And there's another shot towards it, but that's off the side of the net. And that one will go back to the far corner. There's another shot off the glass. Ricochet to the near boards. Pushed right back in by Hayward. Right in behind the net for Petrosky. There's another one. Broke up right in the middle there. Sawyer tries to get a hand on it. And we're going to have a tripping penalty here as we've got a penalty with just 5:56 to go here in the first period.
Elliot Ponto will head to the box for the Raiders. So Crusaders, after just barely missing another score to put them up 2-0, they couldn't. Score remains 1-0. St. Cloud with 5:56 left to go in this first period. Crusaders on the power play.
Puck comes all the way to the near boards. down below the baseline. Back to the corner. There's a shot right at the pads of Keaton Wallach, and they'll push that one all the way back to the top. Now down to the near circle. It's Hirschfeld right there, and he'll dump that one down into the corner, looking for a shot. There's another shot with a deflection out front, but that one is deflected all the way up and out of the zone. And so Cathedral will track it down, and Munson just riding them all the way down to the boards right there as Cathedral will come flying. And I do mean flying through neutral ice as Donnell will take that one right out in front, and that one's just off the side of the net as well. And Frank clears it all the way to the far boards, but it's going to be kept in by Sturm. And they'll come up all the way back again in behind as Wang will come up to the top. Hirschfeld with it. Now skating into the point. Takes a shot, and that one just deflected in behind the net as well. Another attempt right there with 55 seconds remaining in the power play for Cathedral. Raiders with a nice penalty kill, but they're making a couple of mistakes right out in front in that one. And I think he wanted that one back. He saw that one, and he just kind of looked in the air. Gillespie thought he had him beat, but Wallach able to scoop that one up and hold them at bay with 46 seconds remaining in the power play. 4:42 in the first period, and the Raiders will give up the puck in their zone there as the Raiders Crusaders will take control down into that far corner. Now they'll skate it all the way to the top, all the way to the near. Boom, shot, Petrosky. Deflected out in front by the Raiders. Time's ticking away, 27 seconds to go in the power play. Back to the top. There's a mistake by the Crusaders, and then the Raiders try to sneak it in through. Vogt tries to skate it through, but can't. And St. Cloud will turn right back around and head back down the right side. There's a shot up. Gillespie with a backhand there. And that one's just far to the left of the net. And now it's all the way back to the far quarters. Time is ticking away. 6 seconds to go here in the power play. Raiders on the penalty kill. Shot towards the goal. That one's deflected again by Wallach. Sends it over to the far corner. We're at full strength again. And they'll bring Munson in off the bench. There's a puck right out in front as they try to cover it all up. So even as the power play ends, they still get a little flurry there at the end, and we'll tie it all up in a face-off down in the Northfield end.
Crusaders, while they couldn't score on the power play, they certainly got a lot of offense going. Wallach's been staying busy these past few minutes. He's had 7 saves, and of course that one shot let into the goal off the stick of John Hirschfeld. Now a face-off to the right of Wallach.
Cathedral controls it to the point. There's a shot deflected up and over to the top of the glass. Now it goes back into the corner. Fossum tries to clear it out. He gets taken out into the corner. Another shot from that slot, and there is a shot deflected, broken up by Wallach, and that one's right out in front of the crease. Finally swatted away there by Vogt. He'll fire it all the way back in and around behind the net again, but it's going to be picked up by Dwinell as they try to. Nice hit by Olsen into the corner there as Fossum tries to clear it out. He gets taken out into the corner as well. So a lot of hard hitting going on here in the Northfield zone as Cathedral punches it right back in and then loses it slightly. And it's Olsen and Dwinell getting after it in neutral ice. And it's finally picked up by Cashin. He'll take it down the left side. Tries to skate around the defender. And there's a shot right out in front. And that one is broken up. Olsen getting after it. We got 2 people from Cathedral tag teaming Olsen, but it's Hansen who comes up with the puck there in the crease, and we'll have another face-off with 2:58 remaining in the first period.
Great rebound by Braden Olsen off the shot by Munson. Just nearly got that one past Nick Hansen for Cathedral. Covered it up. And a little bit of scrappiness at the end of the play. Now another face-off.
Referee drops the puck, and we'll have a face-off, and Cathedral will control that as Sturm comes away with it. He'll turn right back the other direction, turn around, and come on back. Now he'll skate it right between the 2 defenders, and that one's broken up for the Raiders in the neutral ice as Riley dumps it all the way back in behind for Gebhardt to pick it up. Down on his own end. Now he'll fire it in behind the net and send it all the way back across the Sturm. 2:33 remaining. Turnover in their own zone, but nothing doing there. Hansen will just cover it right up right there. So kind of a little bit of a breakdown by Cathedral in their own zone there here is the a small turnover by them, but Nick Hansen will just cover that up, and they'll just regroup and send a whole new set of skaters for both teams onto the ice.
I tell you what, Nick Hansen did a great job last night against Warroad in those first couple of periods. He did a really good job. Warroad put a flurry on him, but he couldn't do enough as they did drop that one.
Stern will come away with it. He'll try to fire around to the near boards. Finally, skating through neutral ice. That's Hirschfeld. Waiting for a dump pass. He'll see his teammate coming across the middle, and that one is broken up by Geiger across the middle, and they'll fire it all the way to the far boards. Kaiser going into the corner there, and he's going to hold his own. Fossum takes him off the puck there before Riley. And now Geiger comes away with it in the corner. He's going to pass down the left side to Canelli, and that goes way out in front of him, and it'll go all the way across the end line, so we'll be called for icing with 1:54 to go here in the first period from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Crusaders 1, Northfield 0 with 1:54 to go in the first.
This is a much, much better defensive job by the Raiders. Obviously, the score isn't what you want to see, but compared to last night, they're doing a much better job of stopping Cathedral's offensive power and converting it into offense.
Wang will come right with it. Shot towards goal off the stick of Wallach as he forces it all the way to the far corner. Cashin will take it all the way down the right-hand side. He'll try to go around behind. Out in front, little backhand through the crease, but that comes right on out and into the near boards. Pushed toward the neutral zone for Cathedral before it's picked up by Vogt. I think we're going to have a penalty here, and we're going to get hooking, I believe.
It'll be on the Raiders for sure, and that will be Caden Munson to the box. Second penalty of the first period for the Raiders. As Caden Munson goes to the box for hooking with 1:34 left to go in this first period. So the Crusaders will start the second period on the power play. Here's a shot from the top of the point, deflected and up into the net. It was a deep, deep shot by Griffin Sturm and deflected way up into the net. So now we'll reset and face off now to the left of Wallach.
So 2 penalties for the Raiders here in the first period. One at the 11:06 and now at the 15:26 mark. So again, power play for Cathedral. They were able to kill that first penalty fairly well in the first penalty play. Hirschfeld, he's going to take a shot, and that one just trying to aim over the top of the corner of Wallach, but he's able to get in front of it, and he'll hold the puck with 1:17 to go in the period. 1:43 remaining in the power play, and they will end the first period with a one-man advantage here, unless, of course, they score before that when the Raiders on the penalty kill, and there's a shot that gets deflected. Raiders do a real nice job with the penalty kill on the most part. I believe they are well into the high 80s. So.
88% on the season for the Raiders, about 29% of the power play scoring percentage for Cathedral. So 2 pretty balanced teams power play-wise.
That puck will go into the left circle. They'll try to skate it in behind the net. Riley tries to clear it, but it comes to the top of the circle. Now into the point. There's a shot right there and into the glove of Wallach. He's able to see that one. So that eye irritation that's been bothering him for a few days, the man's been pretty much, I mean, like I said, he had over 50-something saves last night, and that last shot in overtime, that little deflection, it was just unfortunate. It was just enough to pop over the top of the stick side of Wallach, and Orono goes on into the state tournament. Face off to the right of Wallach. Still under the power play with 39 seconds to go here in the period. Puck will be shot all the way down to Hansen. He'll recover there as Kaiser tries to skate it, takes control of that puck. Now he's got a shorthanded opportunity. Dump pass there to Riley. Riley forces it all the way down into the corner for the Raiders. Checked off the puck is Olsen down there. Gebhardt tries to do something. Well, that one comes right out in front, but that one cannot get a stick on it there as we tick away with 15 seconds remaining. Cathedral with it in their own zone. They'll try to clear it through neutral ice, and now they'll skate it all the way down the left-hand side there as Swenson gets taken out down in the corner. Olsen comes away with it. Now he drops past with a second to go. They'll take a shot towards the net, and that'll end our first period. From our Heritage Bank scoreboard, Raiders trail this one 1-0 to the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll recap the first period. You're listening to Raider Hockey on KYMN 95.1, The One, and AM 1080. Brought to you by NorthfieldLive.com.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too.
Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. It's time to get outdoors. Ice fishing, skiing, snowmobiling, but this year, end the foggy glasses and dried out contacts. Give yourself the gift of LASIK. At Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, all laser, all wavefront LASIK, all the time.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small-town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Heritage Dental Care in Northfield is a general dental clinic specializing in a variety of dental procedures and services. New patients and emergencies are welcomed 5 days a week. Heritage Dental Care is a proud supporter of Northfield Athletics and wish all of our athletes the best of luck this season. Make an appointment today with Dr. David Bruss, Dr. David Buck, or Dr. Michael Thompson. Go Raiders!
Locally owned and operated, Professional Pride Realty specializes in residential, commercial, and agricultural property. Search the entire multiple listing service at professionalpriderealty.com or call us at 507-663-1100.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call the professionals at Service Master by Ayat. Service Master has been an industry leader for more than 20 years and have proven cleaning products to remove even the toughest stains and get the winter weather out of your carpets and floors. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. When you're in need of cleaning, demand the yellow van and call Service Master by Ayat today.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
We're back at the 3 a.m. Arena at Mariucci here on the University of Minnesota campus. Raiders trail this one 1-0 to Cathedral as Cathedral scored at the 8:52 mark and had, of course, their leading scorer, John Hirschfeld, putting the Crusaders, on top 1-0. The Raiders, 2 penalties there in the first period. So far, it hasn't cost them anything, but they've been shorthanded for 4 minutes of that first period, and not a lot of shots on goal by the Raiders as well. So getting outshot 14-6 and trailing 1-0 here in the first period.
Absolutely. You can really tell that man advantage really benefits Cathedral. They put a flurry of shots towards the end of that first period on Keaton Wallach. None of them went in. The Crusaders' goal was not a power play goal, even though we had 2 penalties in that first period. But we really got to lock that up into the next 2 periods if we want to give ourselves a chance, because we can't keep that up, giving themselves a man advantage. We did a great job last night. Spent two full clean periods before we had a penalty, and then that did start to affect us later in the game. But certainly we need to something to look forward to later in this one here this afternoon.
So our first penalty this morning at the 11:06 mark is for tripping, and then the second one was hooking there by Munson. And so Munson will be riding in the penalty box coming out into the second period. There'll be 26 seconds in the power play for Cathedral. So Northfield, again, lost last night to Orono in a dramatic 2-1 overtime win by Orono. Alexandria in the earlier game beat Laverne 6-2 here in the opening doubleheader here this morning here from Mariucci Arena. So the winner of this afternoon's game will take on Alexandria for the consolation prize here at the state tournament. So it's a crucial opportunity. We talked to both coaches at the beginning. It's just a matter of who wants it more now. At this point, it's one thing to enjoy it. It's one thing to get here. I think both teams recognize the fact that they're disappointed that they're not still playing at the XL Energy Center. But I think it's whoever recovers emotionally, mentally, and physically is going to have the key advantage to this contest today.
Absolutely. I mean, you really want to end the season on a win. Obviously, you can't have that thought of a state championship in the back of your mind anymore, but ending your season on a win is always a great feeling, and the most they can get is 5th place at this point, but either way, that's something we talked about with head coach Robbie Stocker of St. Cloud. 1st, 3rd, and 5th are the only teams that get to end on a win, so it's a little bit of a high point. After losing that game, it's really a little bit depleting. If you can come back and play hard and win a couple games, it does really help that morale.
Northfield Raiders, of course, with an excellent opportunity for the future. We've got a lot of young players out here that are getting some ice time here at the state tournament, and boy, you get that kind of experience when you're a freshman and a sophomore, and with a lot of the guys coming back. I mean, we're obviously going to lose Wallach, who is a key component as being in the goal for so many years, but the future's still bright for this Northfield Raiders hockey team.
I mean, we said this last year with girls hockey that, that after we lost Maggie Malika, it'd be really, really tough for this girls team to still be good. And we were still really good. We went to that section final where we dropped that final game against Lakeville North. But, we really hope Trey Shimoda and Max Frank, the two younger goalies under Wallach, can learn a lot from Wallach and step up in the next coming years for this Northfield squad, because we have a lot of young guys on offense and defense. Bridger Riley, of course, he's a freshman, really good defenseman. And then our whole top line, pretty much, our juniors, Kaiser, Geiger, Munson, they are some really good guys that we'll have for the future of this hockey team.
Well, we're in between periods here, in between the first and second period from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Raiders trail this one 1-0 behind the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get the second period going right here on 95.1 The One KYMN. Brought to you by NorthfieldLive.com.
Financing a house is about more than a mortgage. It's about creating a home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, buying your forever home, looking to take advantage of today's great refinance rates, or finally getting to those home improvements, Hometown Credit Union's wide variety of home loan options and highly competitive rates can help make your house, well, a home. Learn more and apply online at hometowncu.coop. Equal housing lender.
This is Barb from Professional Dental Group, letting you know that the doctors and staff of Professional Dental Group are proud to call themselves Northfield Raiders sports fans. Whether scheduling for an implant, mouthguard, or general visit, we look forward to providing you with the same exceptional care that Professional Dental Group has delivered for over 45 years. So on behalf of Dr. Becky Johnson, Dr. John Nowak, Dr. Brian Cravey, Dr. Tyler Yankee, and Dr. Mallory Peterson, go Raiders!
It's the little things in life that matter the most, like spending time with my family. Hip pain started to slow me down, and it was time to get help. I did some research and decided on the orthopedics team at Northfield Hospital and Clinics. They listened to my concerns and helped me make an informed decision. 3 months later, I could not be happier. My hip feels great, and I'm back outside. I appreciate the personalized care I got from the orthopedics team at Northfield Hospital and Clinics.
Don't wait for the next snowstorm. Get your vehicle ready for winter now. Valley Auto House is a full automotive repair shop, collision center, and AAA towing facility. We service all makes and models, from full-size diesel trucks to passenger cars. Serving the people of Northfield is our #1 goal. We do that by offering quick repairs, fair prices, and efficient communication from the time you walk in the door to when we hand you back your keys. Go Raiders from all of us at Valley Auto House, located on Highway 3 South in Northfield. Open 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and find us at valleyautohouse.net.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie, Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. It's time to get outdoors. Ice fishing, skiing, snowmobiling, but this year, end the foggy glasses and dried out contacts. Give yourself the gift of LASIK. At Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, all laser, all wavefront LASIK, all the time.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small-town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Now may be the right time for you or a loved one to consider joining Northfield Retirement Community. Leave behind the worry of home maintenance and repairs to join a supportive community welcoming you to your new home. NRC has a variety of housing options to enjoy with your own furnishings and available options of in-home personal care services. Reach out to our caring and compassionate staff when you're ready for a visit, or review all of our living options at northfieldretirement.org. Northfield Retirement Community, innovation, choice, tradition.
Locally owned and operated, Professional Pride Realty specializes in residential, commercial, and agricultural property. Search the entire multiple listing service at professionalpriderealty.com or call us at 507-663-1100.
This ball is crushed.
All Major League Baseball spring training camps are in full swing, and that means Northfield Youth Baseball registration is open. Enjoy watching your kids on a baseball field this summer. And for those interested in travel baseball leagues, register them now at northfieldyouthbaseball.com. Yes, we know there's still snow on the ground, but for kids ages 10 to 15 years old and interested in travel baseball, you must register before March 12th to get your child's name on the list for tryouts. Visit northfieldyouthbaseball.com and click on the travel registration link before March 12th for Northfield Youth Travel Baseball.
Community banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
Auto Haus is a full automotive repair shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or major collision this winter, all Valley Auto Haus technicians are I-CAR trained and certified by all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle from the tow to completing all of your vehicle repairs. Valley Auto Haus on Highway 3 South in Northfield. Open 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or find us at valleyautohaus.net. Go Raiders!
Locally owned and operated, Professional Pride Realty specializes in residential, commercial, and agricultural property. Search the entire multiple listing service at professionalpriderealty.com or call us at 507-663-1100.
Little things in life that matter the most, like spending time with my family. Hip pain started to slow me down, and it was time to get help. I did some research and decided on the orthopedics team at Northfield Hospital and Clinics. They listened to my concerns and helped me make an informed decision. 3 months later, I could not be happier. My hip feels great, and I'm back outside. I appreciate the personalized care I got from the orthopedics team at Northfield Hospital and Clinics.
Hometown Credit Union is proud to call Northfield and Dundas home. We offer a variety of loan options, checking, savings, and credit card accounts with a focus on financial wellness and member advocacy. You belong at Hometown Credit Union. Learn more at hometowncu.coop.
Welcome back to 3M Arena at the Mariucci at the campus of the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. Of course, the Raiders are wearing their white uniforms with maroon. Pretty much copies of the University of Minnesota and the Golden Gophers.
You know the story of that?
Yeah, I'd love to hear a story about that.
Yeah, so the University of Minnesota said anybody in the state of Minnesota who will wear the colors of maroon and gold, we will pay for your jerseys. And so that's what Northfield did many years ago. So that's why they're maroon and gold now.
Well, there you go. And they also used the Rouser as well. So
exactly, right.
It's the same thing, and we do that at the beginning of every Raider Wrap on Saturday morning as well, and we'll see what happens. If we win tonight and we beat St. Cloud Cathedral, there's a shot across the middle. It's Frank, and he fires it up over the top of the net and fires it all the way around and back. On this Saturday's Raider Wrap, we'll see what happens. If we win this afternoon, we will advance, of course, to the consolation final, which will come on Saturday morning. So that will replace the Raider Wrap on Saturday morning. So it all has to do with what happens here this morning or this afternoon for the Raiders as the Cathedral will turn around and head back the other way. Gillespie, breakaway shot, and that was deflected there and sent over to the near boards as the Raiders defend their own net. And they'll get called for offsides there as Donnell takes the puck into the Raiders zone. And we are out of the power play, so we will be 5-on-5 again with 15:58 to go in the second period.
Crusaders picking right back up where they left off, putting that offense on a little bit of a fast break for Gillespie there. Great deflection by Wellock in net to block that one away.
Controlled by Cathedral. They'll skate that one up and in as Wood can't control the puck before Munson comes away with it. He'll forward that pass all the way up to Cashin. Cashin down the right side looking for a centering pass right out there, and that one goes right through the crease and all the way across to the other side to Olsen. Olsen checked into the boards. Cathedral coming away with it. Munson with a nice check into the corner. as they try to control the puck in the Cathedral end. There's a smash and a crash up against the board. Swenson putting some lumber to it in the corner there. Tries to clear it up and out down the right side. They're going to do a quick line break, and Riley will turn around with that one and try to pump it back into the Cathedral zone, and they'll just swat that one all the way towards Wallach. He'll take control of that one, and it'll be Riley forwarding past the cash, and there's a turnover right there. Hirschfeld right across the middle. Puck goes flying all the way to the end line. Picked up by Cathedral, centering pass right through the crease, goes right past Hirschfeld's stick. It'll come over to the very, very top as Gebhardt will try to pump it back down in the corner. Now Riley tries to clear it out into the zone. Munson, breakaway pass. Cashin goes breaking down to the end line, but it goes a little bit too far, too fast to have an icing call. We'll turn around and we'll bring that one all the way back to the left of Keaton Wallach. You're listening to Raider Hockey right here on KYMN 95.1 to 1. And at the end of the first period, the Raiders trailing this one 1-0. 14:46 to go here in our second period from the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. Picked up by Pontau in behind the net. He'll send that one all the way across the boards and down the right side. We'll go Colin Merritt. He'll forward that one, dumps that one in behind. That one bounces off the backboard right out into the stick of Hansen. Now a shot right across the middle there. Brackey with an opportunity. That one's broken up in front of the net. Now forwarded up for Cathedral. They'll skate it up through neutral ice. Merritt reaching for it. They'll pump it all the way in behind. Vogt getting after it over there. O'Neill centering past there. It comes flying right out of the zone, and that one's going to go all the way back to Hansen. He'll forward that one in through neutral ice. They can't control it. Merritt gets taken out there by Gebhardt in the far corner. Puck then jumped all the way back in behind the Northfield zone, and of course we'll have another icing call. We'll turn around and bring it back into the other direction with 14:03 to play, second period.
On the topic of jerseys, St. Cloud Cathedral with some pretty unique jerseys, blue and gold. But I gotta say they're pretty nice. I don't know. I like that light blue that they got, that gold trim. It's a good color for the St. Cloud Cathedral team.
Puck controlled by the Raiders, then broken up almost immediately by Cathedral as they take it all the way down the right side. Broken up in front. There's Hirschfeld with an opportunity. Nice save by Wallach right off the pad. He'll kick that one to the near boards. Now down the right side. Kaiser trying to get it through, and he'll fire it across the middle. Nobody there as Kennelly was breaking for it, but the pass was in behind him. Now Cathedral back the other direction. They'll take it all the way down. That one's broken up by the Raiders. They'll send that one in the neutral ice. Hirschfeld after it at the blue line. Picked up by Fossum finally. He'll take it in, hits the brakes, turns the other direction, falls down as we got Hirschfeld down there and Rosenkrantz down there. And it looks like they're going to call a penalty.
Sure looks that way. John Hirschfeld, the man who scored the only goal of the game for the St. Cloud Crusaders, will go into the box for 2 minutes. Couldn't quite tell what was happening back there. There's a lot going on that far board, but at the 3:35 mark, Hirschfeld will go into the box for 2 minutes.
Pretty clean. I don't know. I mean, we'll take it. We'll go with the power play. We'd love to tie this thing up anyhow. From the point, Frank likes the little wrister, and there it is as it goes just wide of the net. Now down in the corner again. Munson pass right out in front. Kaiser with an opportunity. Rebound right out in front. Geiger. That one's rebounded and then sent to the far boards. Geiger dumps that one all the way back in. Munson fires across the middle. Can't get a good stick on it as Kaiser, so they'll bring it all the way here to the near boards. Fossum now in behind the net again. Fossum from the right circle down to the corner. Back to the slot. That one gets broken up. Kaiser sets it back down on the ice. Finally broken up as Cathedral goes the other direction for Swenson. And they'll fire that one all the way back in behind, and Wallach will capture that one. Minute 18 in the power play remaining for Northfield.
Yeah, for the Raiders, this is exactly where you want to be. 44% power play conversion rate on the season for them. Incredible rate, one of the best rates in the state. The Northfield Raiders have 1:18 left to go in the power play. The face-off in the Northfield zone.
Puck will come out for Riley. Riley will pick it up in behind. Across the baseline. Now all the way to the far boards. In through neutral ice. Tries to fire it up, and it comes off the skate of the Cathedral. Olsen tries to dump it back into the corner, but it's broken up again by Cathedral. They're going to send that one all the way up in the air and all the way down to the other end of the ice. It'll be Riley picking that one up, and he loses control in his own zone there when they're on the power play here. So Cashin will take control of it and fire it all the way down to the other side of the ice as they drop pass right there. Opportunity here. It looks like Gabe Sawyer with it, and then up to the top with Riley. Riley down back into the corner. Can't control the puck is Olsen. Centering pass right there is broken up pretty easily by Sturm. Now Olsen will pick it up again. Cashin will try to control it. He can't get a good stick on it as well, and that one goes in behind, and they'll fire that one all the way out back through the zone again as Wood sends it back in with 15 seconds to go. So not any really good, clean looks for the Raiders here on this power play as 10 seconds remain as they try to send it up in and through neutral ice, and Kaiser will take a shot. That one will get deflected up over the top, and that is the end of the power play. So here he comes off the penalty box, and Hirschfeld goes down the right-hand side and just past the stick. That was an open opportunity for a breakaway there, but we've got 11:17 to go here. Second period, Raiders trail the Crusaders 1-0.
Yeah, Raiders didn't really get very many good shots there. The ones they did have, wasn't really set up incredibly well. Not what you usually seen on the season so far, so we'll see what they can do now. They're back at even strength. We'll have another whistle and stoppage. Somebody jumped a little early in that face-off. We'll reset now. Hirschfeld and Kaiser on the face-off to the left of Nick Hansen.
Raiders trail 1-0. They've got to get a goal to tie this thing up so they can advance into the tournament. Like I said, the winner today will take on Alexandria on Saturday a.m. Geiger tries to clear the zone, can't do it. Picked up by Hirschfeld, sent the other direction. Munson tries to put a little lick on him, and he still controls the puck. Munson tries to clear it out through neutral ice. Kaiser's going to chase for it. He's going to try to get there. He gets there first anyhow as he beats Hayward to the puck, but then they'll try to clear that up and out. Now Hayward and Kaiser taken to the ground in the corner before it's kicked up here for Cathedral as Gillespie tries to clear it up and out. He fires it all the way across the other side of the ice. There's a stick save by Wallach as it comes to the near boards, and then they'll fire it back the other direction, and now it's Gebhardt. He'll fire it all the way back into the corner. Wallach will take control of that as the Raiders will come back and reset. Bridge O'Reilly will take control off the backboard, intercepted and pushed right back in by Gebhardt. Down that right side, there's a shot off the stick of Wallach, deflects in behind Riley. Ooh, and he just takes a lick by Wood. Wood put the lumber to him. Merritt down the right side. Opportunity shot on goal angle there off the glass. That'll go in behind the net. And now all the way to the far corner for Cathedral. Sawyer, they're going to get another penalty, I believe, here. And that's probably going to be another tripping call here. Hooking or tripping, one of the two, against St. Cloud Cathedral with 9:52 to go.
Cole Wong will be the penalty receiver as he will head to the box for 2 minutes. A tripping penalty on those far boards. So Raiders back on the power play. See if they can redeem themselves from that pretty subpar power play that first time early in the second period. Now they'll face off again. Frank controls. Frank skates in with a wrister controlled now by Munson. Fossum back out to Frank, back to Fossum. Fossum, good movement. Munson in front of the crease. Now it's broken up, now controlled by Fossum. Slowing down now. On top of that left circle, back to Frank. And now we'll have a whistle. Not quite sure what the call was on that.
He pulled it out of the zone, and so then when he tried to bring it back in, I think they caught him for offsides right there.
Okay, yeah, right.
So they'll face off in neutral ice the far circle over there. 9:31 remaining on the second period here from your Heritage Bank scoreboard, trailing 1-0. Shots on goal, 19 for Cathedral, 11. Only 11. So I should say, 5-4 here in the... Actually, 5-5 as far as shots on goal here in the second period for both teams as Kaiser fires that one just to the right of the net there, and they can't find it. And now it is on the backside of the net, and Hansen goes in there to try to scoop it up and out of there. They'll have a stoppage of play as it gets entangled into the net, and we'll face off to the left of Hansen here.
Yeah, that puck got a little caught up in that back of the net, so we'll reset and face off now. Hirschfeld and Geiger Raiders on the power play.
And that one goes right towards Hansen again, and he'll just scoop it right up, and we'll face off again. So again, today's winner will advance to Saturday morning against Alexandria, who won against Laverne earlier today. And in the third period, it's Cretin-Durham Hall and Maple Grove, as Cretin is ahead 2-1 in the Double-A contest. And there's a shot across the crease that just went flying right on through and to the far corner. Now from the near circle, it's Fossum from the top. He'll skate it down, bring it back up to the top of the circle. Sends it to the point with Frank. He'll try to rotate around to the right, and it's broken up by the defense. And then Raiders try to capture it again in behind the baseline. Now it'd be Munson will pick it up in behind the net. Now it'll come across as they try to fire it out of the zone. Held in by Frank at the top of the blue line. Now across the other side of the ice. Another centering pass across the middle, broken up by Cathedral as Fossum tries to hold it in. 8:28 to go here, second period. Munson tries to get a little bit of a backhand on it, racing towards the net before it is fired all the way down to the other end of the net. And they're going to waive the icing call. So Frank will pick it up in behind his net, and he'll skate it up for Northfield. Kaiser with the reception there, but falls right off the end of his stick as it careens all the way back into the corner. And Cathedral will fire that one all the way up and out and off the backboard. Wallach will recover it and save the icing call here as the Raiders will regroup and pick it back up. Forwarding pass to Brecken Riley as he goes down the right side, and he'll pass it up and through for Cashin. Down the right side he'll go. Looks for a pass across the middle, and there's a Brackey shot, but he couldn't get a good stick on it, so that one is broken up, and they'll head back the other direction as Cathedral skates it all the way through and down in to the far corner, and they'll cough it up into the near boards. From the circle towards Wallach. In behind, centering pass out in front. There's a missed opportunity right there. Shot and an opportunity for Swenson right out in front of the net before it's broken up and sent into neutral ice for the Raiders. They'll recover it through neutral ice. Pushes it forward. Cashin tries to push it up into the Cathedral zone before they'll turn it back the other direction and send it all the way back for Goldman as he fires it all the way to the back of the net for the Raiders. Crusaders try to keep it in as O'Neill tries to keep it in. Brecken Riley with the puck in the corner, stuck in the corner, fighting for it. 2-on-2 down here in the corner. Cathedral looks like they might come away with it, but Brackey tries to put a little more pressure on him here in the near boards as Colin Merritt and Brackey and everyone getting after it here a little bit in the corner. Klein, he sends that one all the way to the top of the blue line there for the Crusaders as Goldman dumps it again back into the corner. Now Gabe Sawyer with it. He'll try to clear it through Cullen Merritt to the near boards. He'll skate it down the right side into the zone, dumps it in the corner, all the way in behind the net, fired over across to the other side, and again back into the corner. 6:15 remaining, second period. Raiders trailing 1-0 here in the second period at the 3M Arena in Mariucci. Puck will come in behind the net to the near boards for the Raiders. From the top, Vogt's going to fire one, and that one's right out in front. He lays an egg right out there before St. Cloud tries to dump it, and it is finally picked up there by Petrosky, but he can't control the puck, and they'll get called for offsides, and we'll have a stoppage of play with 5:51 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, Griffin Storm got a little bit excited. A bit of an opportunity there, but got over that blue line a little bit too quick. 5:51 left to go in the second period. Crusaders still got the 1-0 lead over the Northfield Raiders and still have the shot on goal advantage, although the second period has been a little bit more even towards the later parts of this period.
Controlled by the Raiders at neutral ice, and it'll go all the way in behind to the corner. Cathedral will come away with it in the corner. Skates it back down into the corner from that right circle. That one loses off the stick. Pass right out in front, and that one's broken up by Wallach as it one goes in behind the net for Cathedral, and they'll control it, but now that's off the stick there of Donnell, and he couldn't control it. Now back in that far corner is Pontow as he tries to clear it. Raiders finally get it out into neutral ice. There's a nice play by Geiger as he drops the puck, and now he'll centering pass out in front, and it's just off the end of the stick of Kaiser as the stick comes out of his hand. So he was right out in front of that right slot out there and an opportunity, but it stick came flying right out of his hand. Now Hirschford from the left. He'll take that shot. That one's broken up by Wallach, kicked all the way to the near boards. Picked up again by the Raiders. Vogt fires all the way across to a break at Kennelly as he was going down that left side, and it went past the top of his stick and all the way back to the end line. So we'll have another icing call, and we'll bring the puck all the way back. Second period of state high school hockey here. Northfield taking on St. Cloud Cathedral, trailing 1-0 from your Heritage Bank scoreboard with 4:49 remaining here in the second period.
Creighton-Durham Hall still has the lead over the number 2 seed in Double-A Maple Grove, so potential upset there in the Double-A bracket of the state tournament.
Raiders will control it in their own zone as Fossum hits it off the inside backboard here. Cashin completes it. Now Braden Olson will take that puck, and he loses control of it, sends it in behind the net. And there's nobody there for the Raiders as the Crusaders will come back the other direction, and they'll go through. Wood will set her all the way in behind the net. Oh, there's a mistake, a turnover right there, right through the crease, but nobody there for Cathedral, and the Raiders will clear it as they'll send it again over the end line, and they'll have another stoppage of play, and we'll have an icing call. 4:11 remaining, second period here from 3M Arena. You're listening, of course, to Raider Hockey on 95.1 to 1, AM 1080, and NorthfieldLive.com. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon.
Raiders certainly got a big student section there. Still loud even in this consolation bracket.
Puck controlled by the Raiders as it comes up to Merritt. Merritt just gets destroyed by Hayward into the corner. Now it'll go all the way to the far side. Sawyer will try to clear it out, and out it comes to Brackey. Brackey with a nice play there, but that one's broken up. Sawyer will take it and fire it right back in for the Raiders. Goes in behind the net. Hansen comes out of the net. He'll go down and grab it. Hayward will try to clear it out of there as we got Merritt and Brackey in the hot pursuit as they try to set it around the boards, and Riley tries to keep it in for the Raiders. Finally picked up and cleared away by Petrosky as they send it down to the far corner to Gebhardt, but Breckenridley, he'll try to keep it in, and he loses control of that, and Brackey now will try to recover it as it skates it all the way back in. Centering pass out in front, and he just swings and misses right out in front for St. Cloud. And that, of course, was O'Neill breaking through the middle and just absolutely had a perfect centering pass and just whiffed on it. Now the Cathedral will grab it from neutral ice. They'll skate it all the way in. And there's a pass across the middle, but that one's broken up. And now a puck comes loose, and Wallach tried to get a glove on it, but he couldn't control it. And then they send it in behind the net. So the Raiders got away with one right there as a centering pass from Sawyer comes all the way down to Kaiser. Kaiser off the backboard, down that right slot. Shot! And that was deflected by Hansen. Comes into the near boards here as Goldman will try to clear it out of there to Gebhardt. We've got 2:42. There's another shot. I go right out in front. Geiger with an opportunity. Can't get a stick on it. Here's Canelli with another shot towards the goal. That one's broken up by the defense in the corner. Geiger, hot pursuit in the far boards, and he will cough it up into neutral ice. 2:28 remaining here. Second period, trailing 1-0. Raiders trailing the Crusaders from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Hirschfeld centering pass, and that was broken up by the defense out in front of the net. And there's another check by Kaiser into the corner as they go head to head there. It's Hayward and Kaiser getting after it here by the players' bench. Picked up by Vogt. Vogt's going to drop that one all the way into the Cathedral zone. We're just at 2 minutes remaining, second period, as they try to clear the zone there. Dump pass to Hirschfeld, and he's going to go 1-on-3 into the Northfield zone. He's got a pass across the middle. Shot! And that one's up and over the top of the net and then pops out into the right in front of the net there as the Raiders will try to pick this one up. Olsen controlling it into the corner now. He's getting taken out hard into the corner by Gillespie. You got Gillespie and Hirschfeld both back in there with Frank down in the corner. Hirschfeld comes away with it, and he'll take it and skate it all the way to the far corner. Broken up by Braden Olsen temporarily. 1:30 to go, second period. Raiders trailing 1-0. They'll clear it all the way through neutral ice, and they'll be called for icing. We'll turn around, bring it all the way back to the other end of the ice.
Raiders doing a great job getting a little bit more offense. They had a flurry of shots on the goalie, Nick Hansen. Couldn't quite convert, but they also caught a little bit of a break back in their defensive zone. The puck kind of scooted out of Wallach's glove and was sitting right there in the crease, but Cathedral could not get a clean shot on it. Now we'll reset and face off to the left of Wallach.
That one's going to be controlled by Swenson, and that one will come out into the point. There's a shot on goal, broken by Wallach. Rebound. Another shot flies errantly over the top of the net and off the backboard. It'll come all the way up to the top as Hayward dumps it back into his own zone, and the Raiders in neutral ice. Olsen pushes it right back in to the Cathedral end before it's picked up there by Wood. Wood tries to clear it out of the neutral ice. He gets knocked to the ground temporarily. Cathedral centering pass out in front, broken up, out in front by Olsen. And there's a shot. Wallach with the save. Puck still loose as he drops the stick, and then a little bit of pushing and shoving down there as it gets hot and heavy with 45 seconds to go. The puck kind of came loose, and they're going to, looks like they might call a penalty here against the Northfield Raiders for roughing.
Yeah, certainly Bridger Riley got a little bit too emotionally pushed over a Cretin-Durham Hall player. And boy, Bridger Riley, he's a small guy. He's a freshman, only 5'10", but he put some licking on Hirschfeld right in front of that crease. So he'll go to the box for 2 minutes. 45.1 seconds left to go in the second period. So Crusaders will end the second period on the power play and start the third as well.
It's going to be a pattern. They did that in the first period as well, as they ended up the first period in the power play and then went into the second period under the power play as well. So they'll come away with it at the top, and that is in their power play now for Cathedral. That one, centering pass there, broke up by the Raiders temporarily as Geiger gets a stick on it and sends it all the way back into the Cathedral zone. 26 seconds remaining in the power play and in the period. Puck comes way out in front, right in front of the crease there. That one ricochets right out in front as Fossum tries to clear it up and out, and we'll have a stoppage of play as it sails up and over the top of the glass. We've got 17.7 seconds remaining. Here's second period. The Raiders, trailing the Crusaders 1-0. So far, scoreless second period.
Yeah, Raiders gotten a little bit more offense, but they're giving the Crusaders back the man advantage where they are pretty good so far. They've shown a lot of offense, and we'll see what they do now. 14 seconds left.
From that left slot, there's a shot that goes right through the crease and all the way to the far boards. Hirschfeld will control that one from the top of the center, from the top of the circle. That one's fired off and deflected into the near boards. Kaiser will take it, and he's trying... He's talking to the referee. It looked like the referee kind of got in his way a little bit. He was trying to get a shot on goal, but the period will expire. So from your Heritage Bank scoreboard, Raiders trail 1-0 after 2. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get going and recap the first two periods and look ahead to the third period. You're listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 to 1 KYMN and AM 1080, brought to you in part by NorthfieldLive.com.
Banking at its best. Whether you are looking to improve your financial future, planning to buy a new home, or considering a mortgage, Heritage Bank in Northfield can help. Our ability to make decisions locally provides you the highest level of service at competitive rates. Your finances and home are important to you, and having a staff that you can trust makes all the difference. We make banking easy with real estate specialists and loan officers ready to help you. Stop by Heritage Bank on Highway 3 or contact us at heritagebankmn.com and see how the professionals at Heritage Bank can help you build your future.
The days are getting cooler, and it means it's time to take a trip to Witt Brothers for your winter checkup. Let's face it, no one wants to get caught in the cold with a dead battery. Make sure your vehicle is in peak condition for the winter season. The checkup includes an oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, battery tests, and they'll even winterize your vehicle. Stop by Witt Brothers Service, located at 701 Division Street in downtown Northfield, for all your automotive maintenance and repair needs.
The graphic mailbox in the River Park Mall. With all of your mailing and printing needs, we can pack it up, ship it out, and get it down the road. Fabricate a sign or a banner. We work hard to know our products. We can find what works for you and set you up with everything you need. The graphic mailbox in the River Park Mall, offering solutions for you.
February 28th is coming fast. Registration for Northfield Fast Pitch Softball is open for 8, 10, 12, and 14U teams at northfieldfastpitch.org. Spring is just around the corner. Register your daughter and enjoy watching her learn and build confidence on the ball field. Girls born from 2008 to 2015 must sign up by February 28th. Girls Fast Pitch Softball is one of the fastest growing sports for young women. Scholarship assistance is available. Visit northfieldfastpitch.org for more information. Register today. Go Raiders!
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call the professionals at Service Master by Hyatt. Service Master has been an industry leader for more than 20 years and have proven cleaning products to remove even the toughest stains and get the winter weather out of your carpets and floors. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. When you're in need of cleaning, demand the yellow van and call Service Master by Hyatt today.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Real estate can be difficult to navigate. Thankfully, Professional Pride Realty's website is packed with information to make buying or selling a home in the Northfield area as simple as possible. ProfessionalPrideRealty.com has the most current listing information, including price reductions and real-time market statistics. Customize the map-based search to streamline your desired location. You can even save your searches in specific homes for later viewing. Home sellers can learn about their property's value before putting their houses on the market. When you're ready to start your home buying or selling journey, Professional Pride Realty would be happy to assist you.
This ball is crushed.
All Major League Baseball spring training camps are in full swing, and that means Northfield Youth Baseball registration is open. Enjoy watching your kids on a baseball field this summer. For those interested in in-house baseball leagues, register them now at northfieldyouthbaseball.com. Yes, we know there is still snow on the ground, but for kids who are in grades kindergarten to 3rd grade who'd like to participate in in-house, or 4th to 7th graders interested in Community Rec League, you must register before March 15th to get your child's name on the rosters for a jersey and hat. Visit northfieldyouthbaseball.com for more registration information.
Heritage Dental Care in Northfield is a general dental clinic specializing in a variety of dental procedures and services. New patients and emergencies are welcomed 5 days a week. Heritage Dental Care is a proud supporter of Northfield Athletics and wish all of our athletes the best of luck this season. Make an appointment today with Dr. David Bress, Dr. David Buck, or Dr. Michael Thompson. Go Raiders!
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
And welcome back to 3M Arena at Mariucci on the campus of the University of Minnesota. We have got quite the contest going here after 2 complete periods. Crusaders lead this one 1-0 over the Northfield Raiders. And in the second period, things evened out a little bit more there as the Raiders were outshot only 9-8 there in that second period. 2 opportunities with the power plays as well. Both power plays coming up. You had Hirschfeld at 3:35 with a tripping call, and then another one by Cole Wang at the 7:08 mark. And Raiders were unable to capitalize and not really, they only had 8 total shots on goal for that period, and they had a 4-minute advantage there and didn't really take advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. They really couldn't convert, and only with 1 period left, you got to take advantage of all the opportunities you can get. 17 minutes left. Crusaders still up 1-0, still the shot on goal advantage, but for both teams, really, you got to take advantage of your opportunities. They've each had a couple of power play opportunities, and neither really could do great on either one of them. So we'll see what happens in these last 17 minutes, see how the motivation, the drive comes out for these guys, see if they want to advance onto Saturday, try to finish off the season with a win.
Well, we had a penalty there at the end. Bridger Riley got called for a little bit of roughing there at the 6:15 mark, so 45 seconds on the power play to end that third period, but the Crusaders will have the power play coming into the third period, so it is going to be imperative that the Raiders come out of that locker room on fire and defend their goal, and then, of course, counter and try to strike sometime quick and early there in that third period to tie this thing up. The winner goes on to play Alexandria on Saturday morning as they took down Laverne this morning in the opening contest at 10 o'clock this morning from Mariucci. And looks like Cretin-Durham Hall could have the upset here over Maple Grove. They lead this one, I believe, in the third period 3-1 with Edina and Moorhead to follow. and Class AA.
Absolutely. Yeah, Maple Grove was the number 2 seed in the AA tournament and had an argument for the number 1 seed, but Cretin-Durham Hall is going to finish off this one. They had an empty net goal just a couple seconds ago to put them up 3-1. So they will move on into the semifinal round of the AA tournament. As you said, Edina and Moorhead will follow. Edina, the 3 seed. And then 2 games tonight. Minnetonka, the number 1 seed, they'll look to advance into the semifinal round alongside, alongside the other teams who they will play, which will be Andover and Lakeville South will be the late game on that slate tonight.
Well, we are just about ready to get going here on the third period. The Zambonis have cleared the ice, and so we'll take a break. And when we come back, of course, we'll get us underway here in the third period. From your Heritage Bank scoreboard, the Raiders trail the Crusaders 1-0. You are listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 to 1 KYMN and streaming on NorthfieldLive.com.
Purchasing a home is a big decision, which is why your mortgage should be carefully considered. At Community Resource Bank, our lenders have decades of experience financing everything from starter homes to dream homes, and refinancing and remodeling along the way. Go online to crb.bank and do a quick calculation of how much you qualify for, or stop into one of our branches in Cannon Falls, Roseville, or Northfield. Community Resource Bank, let's bank together. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Valley Auto Haus is a full automotive repair shop, collision center, and the only AAA authorized towing facility in Northfield. That means if you are in a minor or major collision this winter, all Valley Auto Haus technicians are I-CAR trained and certified by all major insurance companies to handle your vehicle from the tow to completing all of your vehicle repairs. Valley Auto Haus on Highway 3 South in Northfield. Open 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or find us at valleyautohaus.net. Go Raiders!
Now may be the right time for you or a loved one to consider joining Northfield Retirement Community. Leave behind the worry of home maintenance and repairs to join a supportive community welcoming you to your new home. NRC has a variety of housing options to enjoy with your own furnishings and available options of in-home personal care services. Reach out to our caring and compassionate staff when you're ready for a visit, or review all of our living options at northfieldretirement.org. Northfield Retirement Community, innovation, choice, tradition.
Northfield Live doesn't just provide game coverage. We provide opportunities for Northfield youth to showcase, learn, and experience many aspects of media. Practice their communication skills by providing play-by-play and color announcing, getting interviews with fellow students or coaches, or writing stories. They can showcase their graphic art skills by creating social media, running cameras for events, or producing a game like the one you're watching now. We also utilize the talents of adults to help mentor and provide a quality experience for the students. If you or someone you know might be interested in growing our coverage, you're welcome to call, text, or email us from the Northfield Live page at any time.
Many of us would love an extra flexible way to earn money. Benjamin Bus and Northfield Lines have many driving positions available, including vans that won't require a CDL, small and regular-sized school buses, and motor coaches. These positions offer flexible hours, days off when kids are out of school. You can even bring your kids to work with you. Benjamin Bus and Northfield Lines offer on-site training and testing along with wages up to $21 an hour. No experience necessary. Stop by Benjamin Bus on Highway 3 in Northfield and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call the professionals at Service Master by Ayat. Service Master has been an industry leader for more than 20 years and have proven cleaning products to remove even the toughest stains and get the winter weather out of your carpets and floors. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. When you're in need of cleaning, demand the yellow van and call Service Master by Ayat today.
Demand the yellow van. Service Master.
This ball is crushed.
All Major League Baseball spring training camps are in full swing, and that means Northfield Youth Baseball registration is open. Enjoy watching your kids on a baseball field this summer. For those interested in in-house baseball leagues, register them now at northfieldyouthbaseball.com. Yes, we know there is still snow on the ground, but for kids who are in grades kindergarten to 3rd grade who'd like to participate in in-house, or 4th to 7th graders interested in Community Rec League, you must register before March 15th to get your child's name on the rosters for a jersey and hat. Visit northfieldyouthbaseball.com for more registration information.
Shumway Custom Bath will help you create the bathroom you've always wanted. Their high-quality designs cater to all your needs and desires. Shumway Custom Bath is offering beautiful and safe tub-to-shower conversions. Their onyx and acrylic walls are durable and come with a lifetime guarantee. Visit their website at shumwaycustombath.com. Shumway Custom Bath, the bathroom remodel of your dreams in less time for less money.
Welcome back to 3M Arena at Mariucci. We are 17 minutes away from the final here. As we continue Minnesota State High School League hockey, both teams are back on the ice, Cathedral and the Northfield Raiders. And it will be Riley heading to Stalag 13 into the penalty box. He goes, and he'll be going there for at least another minute and 15 seconds. Raiders in their white and maroon striped uniforms. They'll be going from right to left, and Cathedral in the powder blue and gold going from left to right on your radio dial. We're 17 minutes away from a victor. Victor going on again against Alexandria on Saturday. Puck is controlled by Cathedral. They'll dump it back into their own zone, and they'll drop past that one to Hirschfeld. And Hirschfeld will drop that one now in behind the net as they regroup and restart their flying V. And that one's broken up by Brecken Riley as he sends it all the way back into the Cathedral zone. Geiger on point. That one's dumped all the way into the Northfield zone before it is picked up by Northfield. And they'll try to fire it all the way back down to the other end. And they'll avoid the icing as Hansen comes out to pick up that pass, and he'll drop that to Hirschfeld, and Hirschfeld will try to get a little momentum going as he drop passes that one over to the near side over here to Dwinell, but he can't control it as it goes all the way to the other side of the ice for Fossum. It just sneaks past the blue line and into neutral ice as Kaiser fires that one in behind the net for the Raiders. Picked up by Munson down in the corner. Now the Raiders come away with it as they forward that one through the neutral ice, and they're going to skate that one up and out, and Dwinell tries to skate it in. Shot up over the top of the shoulder of Wallach as that goes all the way over to Gillespie on the far side. Now from that left slot, there's a centering pass out in front, and that one goes right through the crease and down to the near boards. Now in behind goes Pontau as he tries to get control of the puck in the corner, but Cathedral comes away with it from that slot. Ooh, and another centering pass to the right slot, but that one's off the end of the stick for Swenson, and he can't control it. Now the Raiders will pick it back up, and they'll skate it all the way through neutralized. Pontau will push it all the way, bangs hard against the backboard, and comes right out in front, and then it'll be cleared out by Cathedral as Raiders will try to dump it back in. They'll call them for offsides there with 15-16 to go. Third period.
Raiders obviously down 1-0 on your Heritage Bank scoreboard. They need to get something going. They've had a couple opportunities to score. Now they are back full strength, of course. They'll try to use that variety of people and the spreading around of the puck to try and score one, tie this one up.
Bank shot off the end, out past the stick of Cashin. He'll go all the way down into the corner, and he gets crushed into the corner there by Hayward as the Raiders with a puck right out in front of the right slot, but that one on the backhand is deflected and pushed all the way back in through neutral ice. For the Raiders, they'll dump it in towards the goal in behind, and now into the near boards it comes. Raiders come away with it as they try to push it down. There's a shot by Olsen, and that one sails right over the top of the glove of Hansen, and then all the way out to the far right-hand boards before it is broken up by Cathedral. Now Wallach will take it, and he'll forward that pass into neutral ice. And there's a shot on goal, and that one just goes right on past as Cashin takes a shot from the point. But that one is broken up by Cathedral. Cathedral dumps it back into the Northfield zone. Ty Frank will pick it up, and he'll skate the other direction as Cathedral makes a full line change there. They'll pick it up in their own zone and fire it across the middle. That goes right past the stick of everybody, including Gillespie, and that one will go across the end line, and we'll have a stoppage of play and an icing call. 14-13 remaining, third period. Raiders trailing the Crusaders 1-0 here in the third period.
For the Raiders, Raiders and Crusaders, for that matter, really don't want this to be the last 14 minutes of your season. You really want to put your all out there. We'll have a stoppage here. Someone lost their stick in the process as well. We'll reset the face-off.
Colin Merritt dropped the stick there. They're going to call a penalty here on number 21. That's going to be Sturm. They're going to call a penalty on them. And now the Raiders will be in a power play.
We talked about this earlier. The Raiders are real good on the power play. 44% on the season is their percentage. But they've been pretty mediocre on their 2 power plays so far in this one. We'll see if they can change that.
Puck is controlled by the Raiders in the Crusaders zone. They'll take that puck down to the far corner. Back to the top of the point there. Down into the corner it goes. Top of the circle, now into the corner. Raiders centering pass across the middle, and Geiger with an opportunity right out front. Hansen with a deflection and a catch, and there will be a quick whistle right there, and we'll have a stoppage of play. So nice centering pass from that right wing all the way across for Geiger, but he just could not snipe it past the goalie Hansen.
That was a little bit of an early whistle. I don't know, because it did look like Hansen was still trying to scramble around for that puck. Geiger was still looking for it, so maybe a little too early on that one. We don't know.
Frank from the left circle. Now he'll send it all the way to the other side of the ice. Down into the corner it goes is Munson on the power play. Geiger tries to send it out in front, but that one's broken up. Munson tries to control it again. It'll come to the top of the blue line. Down into the near boards, into the near circle. Geiger skates it up into that left slot, loses control of the puck. Ty Frank getting raced after it. Hirschfeld after it. And that one comes out of the zone, so they'll have to regroup and send it right back in with 1:05 to go. Fossum down the left side. He can't control it. That one's broken up off the stick. Crusaders will fire it all the way down to the other end of the ice. 58 seconds remaining in the power play for Northfield. 13:05 to go in the contest. Trailing 1-0. They will regroup in their own zone. There is a exiting pass there that goes right past the stick of Cashin. Now Munson off the stick. Geiger takes a shot. That one gets broken up in the slot. There's another shot, and Kaiser with a shot, wrister, right into the glove of Hansen. We'll have another stoppage of play, and we'll have a face-off to the right. I thought Kaiser kind of clipped the ref there a little bit. I know they got into it a little bit at the end of the second period there, but nonetheless, we'll have a face-off to the right of Hansen in the Cathedral zone. Raiders will come away with it. Bridger Riley will pass it down into the corner, back over the top to Olsen, over to the point. He loses the puck off the end of his stick, and that comes out of the zone. So now Riley will have to regroup, and they'll have to skate it back in. Cathedral intercepts it and fires it all the way back to the other end of the ice. We've got 19 seconds remaining in the power play. Raiders not really getting a decent shot on goal here in the power play. We had one great opportunity across the middle of the crease that Geiger couldn't get a good stick on with maybe an early whistle. Puck will come all the way out into the Northfield zone. Cashin pass goes right past his stick. They'll send it right back in, and they'll be back at full strength. So we've got 12:05 to go, third period. Raiders trailing 1-0 here, being outshot 23-17 in the contest as the Raiders try to defend it. Hirschfeld, I think, got ahead of himself a little bit there. We're going to have another offsides and a stoppage of place, and we'll have a face-off in neutral ice.
Yeah, really, I mean, the 3 power plays that the Raiders have had, they have not gotten too many great opportunities. They had like one good opportunity in that past power play, but not what we've seen so far on this season for the Raiders on the power play.
When they have a 40-some-odd% success rate, and you know they've had 3 power plays, you think, well, one of them's got to go in, but so far this afternoon, nothing for the Raiders, and they'll get an icing call there, and we're going to bring that one all the way back down to the other end in front of Wallach, just to the right side of him. 11:47 remaining here in the third period, and the Raiders trailing 1-0. Here's a shot from the top of the point, and that one goes right into the glove of Wallach, and they finally cover it up right there as Ty Frank kind of pushes it right back into his glove for another stoppage of play, and we'll face off again to the right of Wallach. Puck's controlled briefly by the Raiders. It'll come into the near boards. Sawyer will fire it on a breaking Cullen Merritt, and they're going to get called icing again. So passing a little bit off here this afternoon for the Northfield Raiders as it goes right on past the stick of a breaking Cullen Merritt coming out of the zone, but that will bring it right back, and now we'll go to the left side of Merritt, or excuse me, Wallach for the face-off with 11:34 to go here in the third period. Swenson and Brackey going at it here in the near circle. And drop of the puck controlled by Cathedral from the top of the right circle. Skating that one over Sturm, but that one's broken up. Now broken up. Merritt tries to clear it. Sawyer will take it, try to dump it in. He'll take a shot, and that one goes straight up in the air, off the stick and up and out. And now we'll have another stoppage of play with 11:20 to go here in the third period.
You can really sense the depleted energy on this Northfield Raiders team. They just don't seem to be moving as the unit that you've seen all year. The kind of the record-breaking unit for their program. But another shot on goal out in front now.
That one's rebounded out in front. And that cannot be picked up. It looks like we're going to have a tripping penalty here. I think they are going to get a call against the Raiders for a penalty here, and it is going to be Geiger.
Jake Geiger to the penalty box. Raiders have had a little bit of struggles limiting the penalties. So if you want to win this game, you cannot keep giving St. Cloud Cathedral the man advantage. So they're back on the power play for what I believe is the fourth time today.
It is 11:10 to go here in the contest. 2 minutes for the power play for Cathedral. Now, luckily, of course, even though they've been on it 4 times, they have not been able to capitalize. Hirschfeld from the top of that left circle, and here's got a shot right there. That one's broken up. Whoa, and there's a shot and a rebound, and there it is. There's the goal for number 28, Andrew Dwinell.
Andrew Dwinell, he's one of the top 3 scorers on this Cathedral team. Their top 3 line is really, really good, and we've seen it. Hirschfeld and Dwinell, the 2 scorers on this team, and then Gillespie assisting on both these goals, actually, I do believe. So Crusaders scoring quickly on the power play, 18 seconds into the man advantage. They double their lead and go up 2-0 over your Northfield Raiders.
We'll have a face-off at center ice, of course. 10:54 remaining here, third period. They got to catch a little magic in a bottle here or something if the Raiders want to get back into this contest, or it could indeed be the end of their season here this afternoon. Puck is controlled by the Raiders as Brecken Riley will push it back into the Cathedral zone. Cleared again by Cathedral into the neutral ice. Kennelly tries to keep it in. Broken up and picked up there by Huang. Huang will fire it down to the end line. In behind, it bounces right back off of that backboard. It jumps right out in front of the crease right there, and Wallach able to get a glove on it, and we'll have another stoppage of play and a face-off to his left.
Now coming back in this game for the Raiders is going to be a lot harder now that this lead is 2 instead of 1. It's a really important goal for the Crusaders.
Puck goes flying all the way to the far corner. Cashin, dump pass there to Riley. He'll fire it up here to Kennelly down the left side now. And the centering pass again, and he falls down, and that one goes right across the middle there. As we got a breaking Olsen, but he can't control it off the end of his stick. There's a centering pass broken up by Cathedral. Clears it out into the neutral zone. Frank will pick it up. He'll skate it back into the Northfield end. Sends it over to the far boards, and then through the center ice it goes. Broken up by Cathedral as they dump it back in through neutral. There's a breaking pass right there across the wing, but that one's broken up again. There's a double shot as both Munson and Fossum put a licking on Huang there, and that puck will go all the way to the far boards as Cathedral will pick it up at the blue line, skate it down to the right-hand side, take a shot. That one goes all the way up over the top of Wallach, and now to the far boards it goes. Another shot towards the middle, broken up by the Raiders. And that is going to be Geiger down that left side as he tries to skate in behind the defenders. He's got a breaking Fossum going to the crease, but that centering pass out front, and that one's broken up by Hansen. Now puck goes all the way to the far corner as the Raiders try to take control with it. 9:17 to go here. Third period, trailing 2-0. There's a nice break out pass right there, and that one's defended fairly well by Ty Frank there. It was an excellent move there by Gillespie, but he couldn't control it. Now another hard hit by Geiger into the corner. Puck comes clear into the near boards. Centering pass out in front, broken up by Kaiser temporarily. Now a forward pass to Geiger intercepted by the Cathedral. They'll skate it right on back and through. There's a backhand shot, and there's an opportunity that goes far to the left of Wallach and off the backboard into the near boards. It comes into the corner, and they'll dump it in behind the end line. Fighting for it are both the Raiders and the Crusaders. Raiders come away with it, and they'll skate it up in through neutral ice as it's pushed into the far corner. Brackey races down for it. A centering pass out there, broken up. Can't get it on the stick for the Raiders. Here's a shot across the point, and there's right into the glove of Hansen. And it was about the best shot opportunity we've seen here in the third period for the Raiders. With 8:22 to go, they're still trailing 2-0 to St. Cloud.
Yeah, Gabe Sawyer had a chance out in front and got a nice shot, but a good glove save by Nick Hansen in goal. Raiders struggling to get the offense up here in this third period.
Face-off come away on the far circle. Sawyer will pick it up, and he will get intercepted there at the blue line. And now it's down the left-hand side. They go there is Petrosky. He'll come around the right, fires it off the backboards. In behind the boards it goes. Picked up again by Klein. Now that one's from the top. There's a shot right in the breadbasket of Wallach, and he'll just cover that one up and hold the phone. And we'll face off to the right of him. 8:04 remaining here, third period from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. The St. Cloud Cathedral 2, Northfield Raiders 0. Third period. Face off to the right circle. Now it'll fire it all the way to the near boards here. Raiders try to keep it in. Sawyer through neutral ice. That one's going to be picked up by Klein. Klein's going to send it all the way to Petrosky. Centering pass out in front to Klein off the pad of Wallach as it comes loose right on the crease, but it's picked up by Brackey, and he'll try to clear it out and through neutral ice, but Petrosky will send it back into the Northfield zone to the far corner. Frank down in that corner fighting for possession, comes loose in behind. Fossum will skate forward by the near corner here, but he gives the puck up to Cathedral, and Petrosky will skate around in behind the net. There's a pass coming back up over to the top to O'Neill, but that one off his stick, and now the Raiders will try to clear it out of the zone. Kept right back in by O'Neill. Now finally, Frank, forward pass down the right side. Fires towards the net as Hansen just stick saves that one and dumps that one in behind for Cathedral. Picked up by the Cathedral, and they'll try to skate it through neutral ice before it's broken up temporarily, and they'll just dump that one all the way back in as Dwinell fires it all the way in and around behind. Cashin tries to do a quick little backhand pass, but that one's broken up as Cathedral tries to dump it back in again. And again, another breaking out pass there by Pontal goes off the stick and into the corner before it's broken up there again by, it looks like Gebhardt there down the corner. Olsen fighting for it out in front of the net, and there's a shot right in the crease, and that one's broken up, and Hansen's trying to find it. No one seems to be able to find it. It's right there, right out in front of the crease, and it finally comes loose, and now we're going to have a stoppage of play with 6:27 here to go in the third period.
We're going to have a penalty here. Or the refs were pointing towards the penalty box, kind of having someone go to the box, but I guess they're going to wave that one off. Oh, they are going to have a penalty.
6:27 remaining here, third period, and they're trying to see.
Nobody really wants to go to the box here, but
the penalty box is open, and they're going to call it against Cathedral.
It'll be Vince Gebhardt going to the box. I think he just didn't know he did anything wrong. He went over to the bench and just kind of got a quick drink of water or whatever it was, but a little bit confused. The rest wanted to send him over, but 2-minute penalty. Back in the power play, the Raiders are with 6:27 left to go in this third period.
Well, they'll have an opportunity here. They haven't scored yet, even though they have a 40+%. There's a shot across the middle, right across the crease, and that one gets deflected by Hansen as it comes all the way back to the top of the blue line. Now, Kaiser with a shot. That one goes up over the top of the net and over to the backboard before it comes over to the top again to the blue line as Frank will skate that. He'll take a shot towards the net. Munson out in front with the deflection, but couldn't get a stick on it. There's another centering pass out there. Nobody can get a stick on it as they clear it. They'll do a quick line change here, and the Raiders will pick it up in their own zone with 5:46 to go in a minute and 19 in the power play. Kaiser down that right side. He'll skate in through the right slot, and there's a shot on goal, broken up again. Rebound out front, but Munson can't get it. They'll clear that all the way to the top of the blue line, and they'll dump it right back in as Frank will take it from the left circle. I thought he was going to give a little wrister there, but he pulled it back real quick. There's the wrister out in front. That one's a rebounder right out in front, and that one's another shot from that right slot and right into the glove of Hansen with 5:22 remaining in 55 seconds left in the power play for Northfield.
Yeah, it was a delay of game penalty, so it really wasn't much of a, wasn't a big big, kind of forceful penalty. Nothing too physical there. Delay a game, but 55 seconds left in the power play for the Raiders. They've been a little bit better now on this fourth power play.
Controlled into the corner as it looks like Kennelly was knocked to the ground, and the Crusaders will clear it again all the way through neutral ice and in behind. So they will regroup. Forwarding pass down the right side. Fossum comes around in behind the net, looking for somebody out in front. Oh, he's got a shot right out there. Olsen with a shot in the goal. Olsen from the left slot puts the Raiders on the board, and we got a 2-1 contest with 4:52 to go.
Braden Olsen taking advantage of the power play, and finally the Raiders put a puck in the back of the net. It's Braden Olsen on the assist from Bridger Riley. Raiders cut the lead in half. 4:52 left to go. This game is not over. Raiders, you look at the shots on goal for each team, and the Crusaders now only have a 1 shot on goal lead. So that is really a sign that the Raiders have come alive late in this third period now, especially on that power play.
Kasser with another centering pass out in front to Olsen, but that one comes loose off the stick of the Crusaders, and they'll center it through neutral ice as they drop it into the Raiders zone. Now all the way to the near circle. Shot on goal. That one's deflected and broke out in front by Riley. Goes all the way to the far boards to Cashin as he tries to gain control of the puck in that corner. Picked up by Pontau down underneath in behind the net. Puck comes loose up to the top. Centering pass again across the middle to Kennelly as he tries to break through, but that was broken up by Sturm, and they'll dump that one right back in to the Northfield zone. 4:11 to go here. Third period. 2-1 is your score. So Olsen again on the ice, picks it up in his own zone. He'll forward that one all the way up to Kaiser. Kaiser skating through neutral ice, 1-on-5. Shot, that one's deflected up over the top of the net and into the near corner it comes as Munson, another centering pass there to Geiger as he breaks down that left slot, and it comes off the end of his stick, and now he'll dump that one back in the corner to Kaiser, centers it across the crease. That one's broken up out in front by Hayward. Now Fossum will fire one off the stick of Kaiser. Now Geiger out in front again. Munson with a swat and a miss. This one comes back out to the top of the circle. Now up to the blue line. Racing forward are the Raiders. Frank back into his own zone. He tries to fire it through. Tries to clear the zone. Gillespie pushes it right back in. Shot across the crease just off the pad of Wallach. 2-1 in favor of the Crusaders. 3:15 to go here. Third period as the Raiders trying to put something back on the board and tie this thing up. Trying to clear it out of their zone before it's dumped right back in there as Swenson fights for it with Frank, and now Fossum comes in there to help him out a little bit, but there's a shot towards the goal off the pad of Wallach, picked up by Munson. Munson on the breakaway pass, and it looked like Kaiser breaking through the neutral zone, but that's just off the end of his stick. There's a centering pass. Geiger tries to pick that one up across the middle, but that one's dumped out into the neutral zone. Riley dumps it right back in. Kennelly facing off straight up in front of him. Now back into the Northfield zone. Shot on goal. That one's off the pad of Wallach. Comes off the way, all the way off the backboards and in through neutral ice and go back into the Cathedral. Cathedral will try to clear it in through neutral ice. Can't get that breakaway pass. Wood couldn't control it. Now Cashin's trying to get it. Now it's going to be Swenson as he dumps it all the way into the Raider zone. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Third period, trailing 2-1. Crusaders fire one off the glass, back in behind the end line for the Raiders. Riley picks it up off the backboard, tries to clear it through neutral ice. We had a breaking cash in there, but that one's off the end of his stick. And now they'll send it again back in behind the net for the Raiders. Picked up by Hirschfeld, intercepted, come to that left slot. Now in behind the net again. Crusaders holding on to it. Up to Hirschfeld, broken up temporarily, and is dumped right back in to the corner for St. Cloud. Now from that left slot again, off the pad, broken up by Wallach. We've got 1:45 remaining here, third period. St. Cloud on top, 2-1. Raiders trying to clear the zone as they try to skate it into the near corner. Cathedral holding it in the zone, and they will send that one all the way to the other side of the ice as Sturm fires it. They'll do a quick line change, and the Raiders on a break, but they're going to do a line change as well. So we got 1:23 to go as both teams trade out their players, get some fresh legs on the ice, and there's a shot. Kaiser with a shot across the middle there, taking out, looked like Hirschfeld there, and the Raiders will try to keep it in. Kaiser down on the ground. He gets taken down to the ice, and now the puck will come all the way back across the end line for Northfield with 1:06 to go. We'll have a stoppage of play. We're going to have an icing call, and they're going to bring this puck all the way back into the Crusader zone with 1:06 to play in the contest.
If you're the Raiders, you got to think about taking out Wallach to bring on the extra man, go 6-on-5 with 66 seconds left to go in this contest. As the Raiders will head to the bench for a little timeout here.
Timeout. It sounds like it looks like he was indicating to St. Cloud. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're, of course, listening to Raider Hockey right here on 95.1, the 1 KYMN, and streaming on NorthfieldLive.com. We'll take a quick break.
Real estate can be difficult to navigate. Thankfully, Professional Pride Realty's website is packed with information to make buying or selling a home in the Northfield area as simple as possible. ProfessionalPrideRealty.com has the most current listing information, including price reductions and real-time market statistics. Customize the map-based search to streamline your desired location. You can even save your searches in specific homes for later viewing. Home sellers can learn about their property's value before putting their houses on the market. When you're ready to start your home buying or selling journey, Professional Pride Realty would be happy to assist you.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
1:06 to go. Raiders trail 2-1. Facing off in the Cathedral zone. Raiders will come away with it. Geiger loses it off his stick. Gillespie tries to clear it. Can't do it. Dumped right back in by Olsen. He'll take it in behind the net. He gets tripped up in behind. We're just under a minute to go. 55 seconds to go. Third and final period. Fossum picks the puck up all the way in the Northfield zone. They have cleared the goalie. They are 6-on-5. Pass out in front. Fossum tries to push it into the zone. Broken up there. Shot towards the goal. That one's off the hand of Frank. That'll go in behind the net. We've got 33 seconds left. 6-on-5. Raiders trailing 2-1. Kaiser tries to push it forward. There's a shot towards the goal. That one's broken up again as it comes to the near corner. Raiders, time running out. 22 seconds to go. Intercepted by Cathedral. And they're going to shot and goal. And Hirschfeld, of course, scores to put him up 3-1 on the empty netter.
John Hirschfeld with his third point of the game. 2 goals and an assist for the senior captain on the St. Cloud Cathedral team. And that will most likely be the dagger with only 18 seconds left. You got to think there's no way the Raiders can score 2 goals. You never know. They're going to keep on chugging, but the Crusaders will most likely look forward to Alexandria on Saturday at noon for the consolation. In the end of the consolation bracket, the battle for 5th place in this section or state tournament.
And that'll be here at Mariucci Arena as well. Face off, center ice, sends it into the Crusader zone. They'll kind of sit on it a little bit. Fossum will take a shot and fire somewhere towards the net, and we've got 8 seconds remaining, and they'll take that puck. Simones takes it all the way into the Northfield zone, into the corner, just skating it off, and they'll wind the clock down, and St. Cloud Cathedral, the Crusaders of St. Cloud, defeat the Northfield Raiders 3-1 in the consolation bracket this afternoon from the 3M Arena at Mariucci. We will take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will have our post-game cleanup brought to you by Service Master. You're listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 The One, KYMN, and streaming on NorthfieldLive.com.
At Merchants Bank, we're committed to helping our customers fulfill their hopes and dreams. But what does that look like? It means being there to guide you through financial choices, like tips for maximizing your savings or choosing an affordable mortgage option based on your needs. It means we have digital banking tools to make your life easier. And when you need a local, friendly person to talk to, we're here for you then, too. Join Merchants Bank family today. Visit merchantsbank.com or stop in today.
Hi, Dr. Michael Ritchie, Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center. It's time to get outdoors. Ice fishing, skiing, snowmobiling, but this year, end the foggy glasses and dried out contacts. Give yourself the gift of LASIK. At Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, all laser, all wavefront LASIK, all the time.
Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, Faribault. World-class LASIK, small-town traffic. RitchieEyeClinic.com.
Heritage Dental Care in Northfield is a general dental clinic specializing in a variety of dental procedures and services. New patients and emergencies are welcomed 5 days a week. Heritage Dental Care is a proud supporter of Northfield Athletics and wish all of our athletes the best of luck this season. Make an appointment today with Dr. David Bruss, Dr. David Buck, or Dr. Michael Thompson. Go Raiders!
Locally owned and operated, Professional Pride Realty specializes in residential, commercial, and agricultural property. Search the entire multiple listing service at professionalpriderealty.com or call us at 507-663-1100.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call the professionals at Service Master by Hyatt. Service Master has been an industry leader for more than 20 years and have proven cleaning products to remove even the toughest stains and get the winter weather out of your carpets and floors. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. When you're in need of cleaning, demand the yellow van and call Service Master by Hyatt today.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
This post-game brought to you by none other than Service Master. When disaster strikes, hey, demand that yellow van, by all means. Well, it's a heartbreaker here. You got Mike Fossum. He's a senior on the year. Gabe Sawyer's out the door. Brecken Riley's out the door. You got Braden Brackey, along with, looks like Zach Paquette, Parker Vogt. A great opportunity. Cullen Merritt will be going down the road, along with Keaton Wallach. So a couple of the guys still on the ice down here at the end of the game here. Fossum is one of them. Brackey's one of them. This is their last hurrah. They had a goal to get to the state tournament this year. They made it, and unfortunately they lose this one in the consolation bracket to St. Cloud Cathedral as the Crusaders take down Northfield 3-1 here this afternoon.
Yeah, really, really tough game here for the Raiders. They came out a little bit slow. You could kind of tell the tough loss kind of still stuck with them from last night. They did kind of light up a little bit in that second period. They finally scored in that third period on the power play. Braden Olson converted on that off the assist from Bridger Riley. But it wasn't enough as the Cathedral Crusaders scored an empty net goal. It was John Gillespie with his second goal of the game, and he finished with 3 points as he had 2 goals and assist for the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders.
Well, quick wrap of the first period, of course. There was the only goal that scored in the first period at the 8:52 mark was Hirschfeld, and then he put them up 1-0. The Raiders had 2 penalties, but they were able to power kill both of them and prevent any power play goals by Cathedral. In the second period, the Raiders had yet another penalty. They were outshot in that first period 14-6. So there was the momentum started right there. And then they were outshot 9-8 in the second, and they finally outshot them 13-8 in the third period, but it was a little too late, as again at the 7:06 mark, Cathedral on the power play, able to put them up 2-0. Then the empty netter at 16:48 as that one was intercepted in their zone. Again, a big turnover by the Raiders in their own zone, even with the empty net, and that allowed Cathedral to put up the final dagger, if you will, as they win this contest 3-0 over your Northfield Raiders. So again, plenty to look forward to. We've got a nice young team. We were losing a lot of solid seniors who were around last year against New Prague, where they lost that one in the section finals. They're just one stick away from going to state last year. This year they finally made it, and they took it to the end with overtime against Orono last night, and 30 seconds left in the overtime, and they lost that one last night. So yeah, that's kind of a heartbreaker. I think they anticipated that maybe they had an opportunity to continue, but especially today, I know that Mike had talked about, Coach Lookcraft had talked about the fact of just enjoying the journey, and I think, It's cut a little bit short today because obviously they're not going to stay overnight. I doubt the entire time until Saturday, before the finals are over. So I'm sure they're going to jump back on the bus and head back to Northfield this afternoon. But nonetheless, an excellent season for the Northfield Raiders hockey team.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Program record for regular season wins. They got up to that 20-win mark in the regular season, and of course had those 3 incredible section wins in the section tournament, outscoring their opponents 20-2. So absolutely not a season to be ashamed of, and absolutely looking forward to next season, as hopefully we'll be right back here in St. Paul, back in the state tournament next year is the hope.
Well, on behalf of Lance Reister, who's on the production side of things, and everyone back at the Northfield radio station, Johan Schroer, my play-by-play and color announcer here this afternoon with us and all season long. We want to thank everyone for joining us here on Northfield Raiders hockey. The Raiders lose here this afternoon from your Heritage Bank scoreboard. Crusaders 3, Raiders 1, and that is a final. And on behalf of everybody, the staff, and of course, especially our sponsors who help bring these contests to you, we wish you a good afternoon. You're listening to Raider Hockey on 95.1 KYMN and AM 1080, streaming live on NorthfieldLive.com.